Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Lancer Perseus Endeavors. I am Cody, your game master tonight, and joining me today is John.
I'm John. I'll be playing Oni, piloting the Vanguard Pattern GMS Everest Mizuchi, recently rekitted with new equipment.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'll be playing Valkyrie, piloting the GMS Everest Command Pattern Regenleaf, and also with recent modifications.
And Craig.
Hi, I am callsign Maul, piloting the
Support pattern.
GMS standard pattern Everest frame codename Homestead.
And Andrew.
Hello, I'm Andrew, and I'll be playing Sparky, piloting the Sniper Pattern GMS Everest Larimar 2. Also with a Redux of gear.
Yep. And last we left off, our pilots were on their way to investigate a distress signal after successfully deflecting a seemingly rogue, but turned out to be intentionally guided asteroid towards a planet in a system they were all nearby. Having spent the last 4 days in, having spent the last few hours for them in a light speed jump, they arrived at the location of the distress signal about 4 real-time days later. And as you drop out of light speed, you watch as the planet in front of you rapidly grows to take up most of the vision, a large portion of your vision on the I forgot.
Really quick, I forget.
Yeah.
Is it just the 4 of us on this massive fucking ship?
Right now, yeah. And as you're noticing that, you do see various panels and stuff. They look like they're being worked on, but there's nothing there. There's nobody working the actual stations. Everything is seeming to work for the most part. Whoever is piloting, I know you guys did say someone was.
Yeah, I'd be piloting.
Yeah. So with the time that you've been in this jump, you can see that there is an NHP running in the background. Whether it is interactive or not.
I would have tried to introduce myself to the NHP running our ship. Because that seems like a good thing to do.
It greets you back, designates itself as Diamir, the ship's NHP. Asks if there's any... I'll put that in chat 1 second. Yep, that's the correct spelling.
Hey.
That's not...
I will
we
go
go.
ahead and put that in our notes document. All right, we don't have a notes document in this game. Right.
Yep. Sorry.
Forgot.
I'll throw one in there in a bit. On the ship's bridge, but yes, it asks if there's anything specific that you need help with. If you would like to change the designation of the ship's transponder, seeing as you've all been given access to do that.
What is the current designation of the ship's transponder?
It is right now. It is the INT Tempest.
At some point in the 4 hours. So yeah, say I would have introduced myself to the NHP. I would
Okay.
have then disseminated that information to the rest of the crew that is currently just 4 people. And I would have also asked. The ship's name is the INT Tempest. I don't know if anybody has a burning desire to change that at the moment. I kind of do, but I'm not going to take a lateral move like that without talking to folks. That would be unprofessional.
Don't exactly seem the sort of name we'd want on a ship. Something calling to mind another ship getting lost at sea.
Anyone have any suggestions of their own?
How about the teapot?
Could I veto that one real hard?
Oh, it's just, but you get it. It was a tempest. Now it's a teapot.
No.
You scamps ain't got no mind for humor. Well, all right then, Big Britches. What's your idea?
I mean, I have a few. The one that comes to mind was there was a name that my old CompCon spat out as a suggestion when I was cycling through names for mechs that didn't really fit for a mech, but I really liked the name for like a ship. It was called I think the name was Akundalar. It was some sort of like Auric word, I believe. And it's sort of like, I just really like the
I can
ring of
certainly
it.
go with that one.
I think it's like an Auric word, but, you know.
If my memory of Auric comes through properly, I think it's something along the lines of like spear point or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call that a slam dunk, but it would certainly be a pro toss in the right direction.
Akundalar certainly works for me. The only other option that I would put forward is something from my own culture as well that sort of comes back from Old Cradle, is the name Bifrost as the bridge that connects us from place to place.
I mean, if we were going with old cradle names, I was going to say Arashi, but I didn't want that to be too hard for everyone to pronounce.
I kind of like Bifrost.
What do you think, Sparky? You're on the ship too. You get the voice.
There is no response at first except for a loud clang on the comms, and then, well, they seem fine to me. Even Tempest seemed fine. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I was more curious about the INT designation.
Does INT mean anything to me as like a ship name, Cody?
So the INT is kind of like the old Cradle or even Union, like the military designation of a ship. It looks like this was an interstellar transport.
So yeah, INT Interstellar or IN Interstellar T Transport. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's an old cradle designation for ships. It's like Interstellar Transport or something.
Well, it's definitely not a designation I'm familiar with. Typically, fortune-made ships are DMN and then a numerical designation.
The only,
But this clearly is not a fortune model, so
the only reason I know that is just
You don't have
because the SMC had a lot of cradle texts and digital information. Like my folks were really keen on honoring tradition and things. So
If you don't have a particular idea of your own, do you have a vote for either of the three names put forward?
well, Bifrost is easily the most pronounceable and certainly seems iconic. So yes, I think that one gets my vote.
redesignate. I will let Diamir know to change designation to Bifrost.
All right. As soon as you say it, it's about, you see a small flash on the screen, almost as if it resets for a second, and then up where it used to say the INT Tempest, it now says Bifrost.
All right, the ship's name has been christened. I don't know what that word means though. That's one of those things that they have they have references to in the documents on our ship, but I never actually learned what the root word meant. So, nah.
Supposedly, it's just naming a ship.
Yeah.
You hear a slight hiss behind you as a small little cubby opens, and there's a little, it seems to be a bottle of some sort behind it that just slides out, and then the little door slides behind it closed, so now it's just sitting there on a shelf.
I grabbed the bottle.
Yep. Looks like a bottle of old bubbly.
The ship just gave me a bottle of wine, guys.
I believe you're supposed. I believe you're supposed to smash that on the side of the ship.
Already opened and drinking.
All right.
Can I quickly try to tell if there was any worth to this thing before it got open?
Go ahead and make a roll. If you think there might be anything that would apply, let me know.
Probably get a hold of something.
Yeah, that would help.
So
that'd be plus whatever it is, plus 2.
Drinking from the bottle too. Like, Oni is not particularly cultured.
13.
13. Yeah. It looked to be. Weren't familiar with the brand as you're watching Oni still chugging it. It seems like, and it seems to have the same kind of Andaran motif. It looks old, but
How's it
not
taste?
not too old. Like maybe about 15 years or so. Seems to be a decent vintage.
Well, at least share it around if you're going to pop it open.
I will hold the bottle up.
I will reach out and try to grab it.
I'll let you grab it. I'm not.
All right,
I'm not,
as you
I'm not like
guys-
taking it from you. I'm just offering it up.
As you guys start passing around the wine on the bridge, you see the planet before you appears to be brown and barren. That is until you break atmosphere, or continue to approach and break atmosphere. As you decelerate, you see what the brown and yellowish landscape before you or below you start to shift and wave. It looks like it's covered in very thick, tall grasses with very large and spread out sparse trees. A few copses, but most of the trees it seems tend to be by themselves. Let's see. And also, it's punctuated by multitudes of rocky outcroppings. And everybody go ahead and roll give me a roll. And Spot will apply to this if anybody has it.
Yeah.
Or if anybody, for anything else, if anybody wants to.
Would survive theoretically give me any help?
Yeah.
And while we're
Checking
making
out
these
the
rolls, can
landscape
you give
as
us
you fly over.
while we're making these rolls, can you give us a notes document in roll 20?
Yes.
7.
Boom! I know everything.
Let's see.
Which is ironic because I grew up in an ice world.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not so much that you
run a nice world other than read the books.
You grew up on a world at least. I grew up in a ship.
To be fair, grew up here meaning vat grown.
All right. Let me know
Near
if
full
that
adulthood.
is working.
Yes, it is.
All right. So, yeah, Valkyrie, you watch as it seems that a few of the rocky outcroppings, the smaller outcroppings, but they still appear to be decently sized, a bit smaller than your ship, appear to have some sort of trail leading towards them or away from them. And actually with the natural 20, you actually do see one of them currently slowly moving across the plains below you.
Vehicles?
One of the rocky outcroppings.
Oh, so the actual mountains are moving?
They're not mountain sized. They're like, they look kind of like big boulders or like just places where the rocks have jutted up.
But they seem to be actually moving.
Yeah, you see at least one of them actively moving. Slowly, but it's still moving.
That I think the name geographically for it is Butte is moving.
That's weird. Well, let's see if we can. Let's ring the doorbell. See if anybody's home. I'm going to open communications back along the line of the distress call that we've been following.
Okay.
Sorry. Planet Venema. This is Oni of the Sanadamaru Mercenary Corps piloting the Bifrost Lancer transport. Answering your distress call. If anybody is home, please answer.
You hear over the shortly after over the frequency. Lancer transport Bifrost. This is Colony. Colony traffic control. Begin final approach to gives you a set of coordinates. Permission to land granted. So gives you permission to land and tells you that there will be someone to meet you as you land.
Responding back, is this a coming in hot situation or are we on foot at the moment?
You land within colony borders on the landing pad and should be fine. Are you being chased? Is there a reason you'd be coming in hot?
You guys sent out the distress signal.
Well, so you know the distress signal was sent from near the colony, not the actual colony.
Oh, okay. Okay. Never mind then. I wouldn't say that.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. Then, yeah, no, you're given permission to land.
I will bring the ship in.
All right. You begin to land, and as you disembark on the ship, you're approached by a woman in formal-looking attire. She's walking up as you guys are disembarking. She's holding some sort of data pad out in front of her. and appears to be speaking hurriedly into something.
I am
But
back in
as
my.
she,
I was like, for everyone else's benefit, I am back in my pilot suit that has the big flowing red cloak on it now. Now that we're back in business mode.
all right. So, all right. She walks up, appears to finish whatever conversation she's having, swipes a couple times on the data pad, and then folds her arms in front of her and gives a slight bow and says, greetings, I am Anara Devan, head of the colony here on Venoma. I take it you're here because of your envoy, the recent events concerning your envoy?
Does that make sense to anything?
Or is she just talking nonsense?
She's asking you guys basically why you're here.
I know, but does envoy mean anything
But
to
I mean,
us?
we didn't send an envoy, right?
Yeah.
No, you guys didn't.
Did the people did what's his name?
Yeah, they did have a scout here. They had a scout and an individual stationed here.
Calvin Stragus mentioned that there was a scout stationed here, but we're coming in answering a distress call.
Yes. So you are here for your envoy. You are Andar military, correct?
Andara military asked us to take this job.
Mercenaries.
Okay. She kind of like looks over your ship. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were part of the Andara military and were already aware of the situation.
No, we're just taking pay from them.
You're gonna
Fair
have to
enough.
bring us a little bit up to speed there. Huh?
Yes. She holds out the data pad towards you and says, the distress signal, we've just actually finished speaking with Mr. Stragus a few moments ago, but the distress signal that appears to have been received on their end was actually an emergency data burst sent to 2 locations. It appears the long range version was scrambled, but the one sent to our settlement was intact. Only a select few know that this has happened, but I advise, please, if you would hit the. Do you have a screen on your ship, or?
I clicked the button.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, you watch as a video starts to play, and you hear, this is Lancer class Vanguard, call sign Envoy. I saw a strange structure on my most recent pass over the southern plateaus. I've decided to investigate since the colony has not made any significant construction endeavors in that area. He talks for a little bit longer, and then it goes quiet for a bit, and she kind of reaches over and she's, you may want to fast forward to a bit, right about here, and she hits the progress bar and slows it down. The video goes on for a bit, looks more like travel, and slows back down, and you watch as Envoy just kind of like walking through the plateaus, and the grass, it appears that he's in some sort of Everest pattern mech that you can see, and the grass that he's walking through is probably about anywhere from waist to mid-chest.
On the Everest?
On the mech. Yeah, on the Everest. So this is very tall and thick grass.
It's a forest.
Yeah. But he slows down and he kind of stops and he starts to look around. And as as the camera pans and turns, he's suddenly charged by a beast of some sort, and a short scuffle ensues where within a matter of moments he's able to dispatch the beast, and as he's recovering, you see another alarm in the cockpit go off, as this time he's struck again, but by munitions this time. And the camera pans around again, and he is faced with at least 2 mechs in front of him. I will show you guys the images. 1 second.
And this is all we're
so-
seeing this video like all like a cockpit recorder.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you're basically seeing the HUD display and
What he's seeing.
a
Well,
bit
we're not
of
seeing
footage
him.
for yeah, basically what he's seeing.
Yeah.
And there is a small like camera in camera of the actual what the cockpit looks like inside.
Yeah.
Like what he's doing. I will have to get you those images later, but because I don't know how to share the images.
You just add them to our.
You put them in Slack.
Yeah.
What
I'll
it's
put
like,
them in Slack.
or you can add them to
Um,
our you can add them to our just add them to our journal if they're in Roll20 already.
Oh yeah.
Like make handouts, add to our journals.
But as he turns around, you see 2 mechs with one of them has a decent sized rifle leveled at them, and the other one next to that mech with the rifle leveled is down on all fours, has large metal spikes coming out where horns would be, and as he goes to like slowly bring his rifle up, you can hear over a speaker system, "I wouldn't do that if I were you, friend." And then 2 more alarms go off, and everybody go ahead and roll a d20.
Any particular skill might apply?
Spot or I don't know. You guys tell me what.
Yeah.
I don't know what skills you all
Spot
have.
works for me.
Yep.
17.
That's the most common one I know. So
I would like to see if I could recognize this critter at all. Maggie's. I don't have a skill specifically, but Maggie's background is worker. She used to be a space cow wrangler.
okay. Yeah, I'll say that'll give you a +1. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, all right. So that would only be a 7.
Okay. So
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting
Yep.
anything out of that. That's 2 for me.
I got a 17.
yep, Valkyrie and Oni, both of you spot a specific alarm this time that was installed in most military mechs that deal with piracy. It is an alarm that alerts that core worm rockets have been attached. And you hear a quick, "Oh shit," and you watch as the feed goes black right before, in the little camera in camera, you watch him slam down in the emergency eject, basically. And that's when that would be, the emergency eject seems to be
Where the video cuts off.
It's where the video cuts off and where there's a short burst in transmission.
Do I know what core worm rockets are?
Go ahead and make a roll for it.
Does...
Well, no, you've dealt with pirates before.
Yeah.
I was technically a pirate.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah, you guys.
I
know
was
what
a pirate
core worm
hunter.
Rockets are. They're basically they're rockets that if they hit, they don't explode. They attach, and then by various means, depending on the manufacturer, bore their way towards the cockpit, and if the cockpit is not vacated, it is forcibly vacated.
They're pilot killing rockets.
Yes, they specifically are to destroy the pilot and not the mech.
So that you can salvage it.
Yeah. Did I recognize any markings on the 2 mechs that we saw?
Go ahead. Let's see. What did you?
So because this is relevant and probably especially to Valkyrie's experience, they were using. It looked like they were using beasts as part of their hunting party to track this guy down. Did they seem like Sparry?
You're not quite sure if they were using the beasts, or if they don't seem like any faction you've encountered before. They do have markings on, like the one with the horns has a large on each shoulder, what looks like a compass rose, but in front of it is a skull with the bottom jaw, like the wide open skull, with a compass rose behind it. That symbol is also on the chest of the one in front, and neither of those 2 mechs are the ones that fired the rockets.
Yeah. But those symbols don't mean anything to me or Valkyrie.
Go ahead and roll.
Sure.
Let's see.
I don't think I have anything that would
18.
modify the roll.
Okay.
10.
10. You haven't heard. You don't recognize the symbol, Oni, but Valkyrie, you have. You kind of think back, and it's been a very long time, but you've seen the symbol maybe once before, back on your home world. The void sirens. Can't remember if you fought them for territory when you made it to a different section of the Perseus spur, or if they attacked you guys, or if you teamed up for a raid or something like that. But you, at least, you have a name, maybe.
So yeah,
The name that comes to mind. Name that comes to mind with that symbol. Void sirens. I know that the Dragon Raiders have encountered them before. I don't remember in what context.
I've never encountered them, which means I've never killed any of them. So.
I might have.
But
I can't recall.
Definitely pirates.
You haven't.
Watch out for those rockets, I say to the other 2.
All right.
Those
If they're using pilot killer rockets, they're in business.
Yeah, they
Kill the meat, save the metal.
Exactly. Well,
Any way to shut them down if they get a hold of you?
Physically, if you know where they're attached, you might be able to break them before they dig in.
rip them off.
But
Yes.
if they
know that they take time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take a bit to bore through, but if you can't get them off, your only option is to eject.
You can rip them off. You could probably shut them down if you're good enough with hacking, but I'm not. But there are 4 of us, which means that if they tag one of us with them, the other can see them. Always travel in 2s.
Or more, if you can manage it.
I mean, yeah. All right.
Power in numbers.
Does this have the location that he's to the lady we're talking to? The location that he's referencing in this video, does that have anything to do with the mobile mountain we saw on the way in?
No, those are local fauna. and she kind of gestures to the wall that the landing port is near. It starts out, it's probably about 40-foot high, solid metal wall encasing the area, but then it goes up probably about another 30 feet of a bit of plasma shielding that kind of just curves back in on itself. They're called Tor Drakes, and so long as you leave them alone, they're fairly docile. We've even had short scientific excursions to get samples off of them to see what their makeup is. They're very interesting creatures, but those creatures
Okay, so leave the mountains alone.
should
Is
not
what
be
you're saying.
related. Yes, if at all possible.
I've never seen megafauna that disguises itself as a mountain before.
It appears to have been come in handy during this planet's development. The beast that the envoy did fight with, though, that is called a valley prowler. Those are one of the main dangers on the planet. That's why most of our agricultural development is inside the walls. We have been looking at expanding, but finding safe areas and getting to those safe areas is the biggest challenge, especially as we don't have very many combat capable mechs. We have some for light protection, but if a pack of those is happened upon, then we generally try to avoid them. But it looks like their mech, and you said your Lancer pilots as well?
Yep.
That would be the case, yes.
Out of curiosity, good eating on them Drake things?
The
They
Drakes
do
or the
have
Prowlers?
No, the Drakes. Big ones.
The Drakes, no, we have not had anybody try to extract that sort of sample to see if there's any culinary.
I've never been
value to
hungry
them.
enough to eat a rock myself.
Got to get past the rock. Could be
don't-
all kinds of goodies inside.
I like my teeth intact.
I mean, as much as a beast the size of a mountain probably has a lot of, I would say probably mostly white meat, if I was to take a guess.
It might not even have meat. It might be rock all the way through.
I mean, it could be a silicon-based life form, I guess, but
How you ever gonna find out if you don't try?
I'm not.
But I'm more interested in the Prowlers.
Yeah.
Sparky
I
just
suppose we
looks
could
at
eat
an
up one of
hour.
them.
Yes.
This transmission, did it include any manner of coordinates?
Yes, the transmission relayed his last known coordinates. They should be on the data pad. Any help you need, any supplies, we do have access to a printer capable of rearming or modifying if you yourselves don't have one.
No, we're good on
We've
that
got the
front.
modifying printer. We're just short a mech printing sized.
Yes, they can be quite the troublesome thing to get a hand on.
Well, does the Bifrost have a catapult?
A catapult?
Like a mech launching catapult? Like,
Oh, yeah. Yes, where you actually store them. remember how I said that because you guys are on that page right now, correct?
Yeah. It's it's those sidebars. So
Yeah, so those hatches, where your mechs are actually basically parked, they're kind of latched onto the back, and on the back of them there's twin rails that will launch you up or down, depending on.
I imagine this whole front section of the ship is just hangar space.
Yeah, it's pretty much
and
just
like,
hangar space.
All of the everything, like all the actual like, crew quarters and engineering is all back here.
Yes. Oops. Not want to do that.
Whoops.
There we go.
How do I start
yes.
coming through fine?
Yeah, you're better now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better. If I look back at the Bifrost, do the catapults look like they're at a good angle to fire us over the walls and out?
They generally fire straight up.
Okay.
So no.
So, yeah. So no, you could, if you got into the ship and tilted it.
We have a runway, but it's not a catapult runway.
No.
Yeah.
That's for space takeoff. And I think only 2 of our mechs are air capable.
Well, yours isn't air capable. Yours is jump capable. Mine's air capable.
Which means it can get in the air for a decent distance.
Yeah, but I'm the only one that can actually fly. At the moment, at least. All right, so look at the. I point up at the plasma dome. Is that one way or no?
No, it's either side is dangerous.
Cool. So where's
but
the
we
exit?
do have a gate that you can leave through. Yes.
All right, let's deploy and get moving. Are roads generally big enough for mechs, or do we need to take specific passages?
There's actually an exit nearby. The envoy and other individuals from Andara that had mechs or large vehicles would leave through this exit, and it's on the other side. She points to the other side of the airfield.
All right, folks.
All right, let's get moving then.
Tune up your mechs. Let's go. If you still have any EVA units on, you should probably take them off.
Yep. So if you guys want to re-outfit your mechs or change anything right now, you have as much time as you need to do that.
Yep. This is our last chance to update your mechs, so mine's good to go, I think.
I have already taken off the EV unit on Homestead. I put an Argonaut shield on.
Yep, I have made my preparations.
All right. You guys finish your preparations, and as you disembark.
The Oni looks slightly different now as you all come into the hangar. The what was previously a hooded helmet, the hood of the cloak is now gone, and the helmet has been replaced with a golden demon mask that has a large volume of red hair coming out the back of it. And instead of a big sword on the back and one sword in the hand, there are 2 chain axes attached at the sides of the mech.
Actually, I think for something like this, as Valkyrie is as getting her mech suited, she actually takes a couple of the weapons off. I'm going to swap out my heavy melee and both the things on my flex mount with the super heavy Cyclone pulse rifle.
Okay.
That's a minigun, isn't it?
Yes.
Where once there was a rocket launcher on the back of Larimar's right shoulder, there is now what appears to be a Nexus array.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm taking the Bolt Nexus.
Trying out that Bolt Nexus.
Yep.
All right. And you've got what you have a howitzer, an assault cannon, and a shield, Greg?
The shield is actually just as systems gear. I have an assault cannon, a mortar, and a howitzer.
Okay. Yeah, but you have the Argonaut shield though, is the.
Yeah. And I still have the portable cover too.
All right.
All right.
Vanguard.
So
Patrick.
as you guys
I was just doing my launch sequence because that's the best part of mech anime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
Vanguard pattern Mizuchi launching now. Dropping out of the ship.
Command pattern Regan Leaf launching.
Clear your eyes, metal cores can't lose. Boom.
Arma 2 ready for duty. Sparky is in full business mode.
All right. As you disengage and start traveling out of the exit on the other side of the airfield, you begin traveling through the thick grass, and there's probably about 40 yards or so where it's a little bit thinner and actually kept, it seems, by the locals, just to kind of keep their walls a little bit clear. But as soon as after that, it picks right back up into thick brown and yellow grasses, and you begin heading towards the coordinates. After a few hours of travel, you do make it to the coordinates. 1 second. Let you guys position yourselves wherever you want.
Any sign that anything has been eating the grass as we move along?
It's okay, but I just noticed that I don't have my updated art.
Oh yeah,
That's
sorry.
fine. It's right
There
here.
you can see there's patches of like where it's a little lower, like it kind of, you can see the grass kind of looks like it's rolling. Does look like the tops and patches are being eaten. You haven't seen anything eating them yet, but
It's so tall. I'm just curious if the drakes graze as they move along.
could be.
So yeah, as we're getting in, just turning on sensors at full range, scanning to see if anything pops up.
You can see a little bit of smoke coming from this area, just like a lazy thin trail coming up from here.
Got something over there.
And you see a patch of grass moving differently from the wind nearby over in this direction.
Something might be in the grass.
Well, I can go up above and take a look down, and if anything starts shooting at me, you guys know where to fire.
That's a bit of a hot tactic. Why don't we just get close first? Give everyone a chance to open fire.
Spread out a bit, try to come at them from different directions, or we want to stay all bunched up.
Don't.
I would say you stay with the Larimar, if nothing else, because deployable cover will be useful if this breaks up into a fight.
And
Well,
keep.
I did not bring my deployable cover.
Don't worry.
Maul's
You're with
got
me.
some still.
All right.
Plus this new one, and the homestead sort of taps the assault cannon against just this giant monoform slab of reinforced metal that is hanging off one of the arms now.
All
Ting,
right.
ting.
Nice.
Well,
All right. Larimar and Homestead head south around these rocks. I'll go in the middle.
I'll take the west
You
end.
take the west end. All right, let's go.
Mizuchi, before you go,
Mm-hmm.
one moment, and Sparky taps a few controls in her cockpit and applies the Dominion's Breadth quick tech action. You gain 1 overshield.
Yay!
Ooh.
Overshield.
How long does that last?
It doesn't specify.
It's just temporary hit
It
points.
just lasts
Huh.
until it's temporary points.
And when that overshield is lost for any reason, you create an electric pulse and a burst 2 around you. Any hostile characters take 1 AP energy damage and must pass an engineering save or become impaired.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, overshield is just temporary hit points, basically. It works just like temporary hit points does in D&D.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm heading
All right.
this way.
Okay.
We'd probably be about there at this point.
Arky, you set the pace.
Aye.
Come on, follow along.
Understood.
Yeah, it also works exactly like temporary hit points in that you only retain the highest value of overshield applied.
Yeah, they don't
it
stack.
does not stack.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's why I said. That's why I said it works exactly like temporary hit points. do.
Presumably,
Yeah.
it lasts until you take a rest.
Yeah.
Or until they're gone.
Yep.
That would make sense.
All right. So
So let's move, William. Let's move one rock at a time. So that, like we get to here, see if anything changes, and
Yeah.
then we'll move up to the next one, see if anything changes. Give Cody a
Alright, so
chance
we'd
to
probably be
spring
about
things on us.
there then.
yep. As you guys start moving, you do see this cluster of rocks right here kind of groan and then start moving away from you a little bit.
Which cluster of rocks?
Which cluster?
You didn't ping
This
on the map
cluster
layer.
right.
You're pinging on the GM layer.
So yep.
Yeah, if you ping on the layer that we can't see, we won't notice it.
There you go.
Ah, okay.
Ah, yeah.
That one.
Hold on.
Which
Yeah,
one?
this cluster of rocks right here, and it's moving away
I'm
from you.
still not seeing which one it is.
Far left, top corner.
Oh, okay. There. Yeah, it wasn't on screen. That one, way over there.
Yeah. Sorry. And slowly, lazily moving away from you guys. Whether it noticed you at all.
I don't know if anybody else has a sensor range longer than 10, but anything that's 10 hexes away will show up on our sensors. So I'm keeping an eye on those.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I'm fairly certain we all have sensor range 10.
Yeah,
that-
the Everest does just normally. I don't know if anything that modifies that.
Like a mountain full of me.
So, let me check something really quick.
No, it's entirely possible they have things that prevent them from being seen by sensor range.
So let's check something. See what sensors.
That'd be on page 34.
Oh, so you can scan an area and then anything
Yeah.
within sensor range.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm scanning with my sensors right now.
Okay. So the bit of movement that you picked up earlier when you were walking has ceased. You do spot a biological presence nearby the bit of smoke, right around where it was.
Okay.
Um,
I disengage I engage my twin chain axes off their mounts,
okay.
just in case something comes lunging at me.
All right.
Got something biological on the sensors. Might be that valley thing.
What do you think, Sparky? You want to get closer or you want to post up on top of one of these hills?
Well, I don't want to post up on anything that might move under my feet.
Oh. All right. Let's get a little closer.
I'll move to the other side of this rock.
Yep.
Hey, Sparky. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Maybe I'll answer that question when the mission is done.
Oh, come on, kid. Lighten up a little bit.
I'm working.
I'm working too. Working on a plan to get us into one of them meat mountains.
If anything else ping as we get closer?
Nope. Nothing else is pinging.
Alright, moving to here.
Right.
And this is where I get jumped by a cat.
Let's see.
Yeah, why do you think I gave you the overshields?
Oh no. I fully intend to be the first thing hit.
I mean, you're the one
It's
who's
not
going to be
so-
piloting a Blackbeard soon, so you get to be the frontline axe murderer.
10 hexes. So
Would it help if we gave you an aura to indicate how far out our...
yeah, that'd probably help.
So 10 hexes, which in this is 50 feet.
But yeah, 50 meters.
Or 50, whatever the designation is.
Aura. Orange. Bing.
So
yeah, it's a
actually,
10 hex. 10 hex aura.
yeah. So that's my central range
Alright.
at least.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Still nothing. The smoke is still lazily drifting. You can see the grass around this area is a bit matted and tore up.
So overcomes. All right, I'm going to move in towards the what I'm assuming is the site of the attack. If Sparky, you and Maw could could post up a little bit further to the south, and Valkyrie, if you'd come in around the other side of this rock right here,
Yeah, I'll be
Understood.
down.
as I
Bouncing.
go here.
Okay. You get to about right there.
All right.
When you can see the biological entity that was there. It looks to be that Valley Prowler that was in the video, except there are no stab wounds or anything, or gunshot wounds, and it looks to have been at least now partially eaten. And as you get near it,
By something else.
yep. You see from your right side. Why? Here we go. As a creature charges you. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hi. I'm right behind
Five.
it.
6.
That's why I had you guys flanking me at good distances.
What's this thing's speed? Here's its speed.
I don't know. Where is its speed?
Not it, where it's not where it should be.
Special class
Oh, okay.
monstrosities.
Yeah, I believe it's got a speed of 6 or 8.
That's a big jump.
It's only a two square difference.
It's got a speed of 6.
It's a 2-tier difference on the stat sheet.
Yeah, no, it's 6. So it was right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to 1, 2. Let's use. All right. It charges, and now it will get 1 attack on you.
I'm gonna
Let's see.
make that field gray so it's a
I
little bit easier to look
appreciate-
at. Well, I guess I'm probably the only one that can see myself. I think. I think.
Yeah, you can
Cody-
only see your own aura.
Cody and I are the only ones that can see my
aura.
aura.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the audience
But it's
can
useful
also,
for me.
The audience can also
Uh,
see it, so I turned it gray
yeah.
so it's less
Yeah.
intrusive.
I'll make my aura also gray just so that it blends with yours, and so you can just see this is area covered by someone's sensors.
Maybe make it a slightly
Alright.
off.
Assuming I managed to land the same color. Of
I was
gray.
like, maybe I get a slightly different color of gray just because that way you can see differentiate a little bit. Mine is the I took the third from the right gray.
I took the one right next to white, so
So yeah, so this slightly different.
So as you, as soon as you get within about arm's reach with your mech of the corpse. It's not. You don't actually see the creature until it's almost directly next to you. What you do see is a large parting, like, yeah, the grass just splitting and moving, and as you turn to look to see what's
and
coming
my
at
sensor
you,
going.
you can actually see. Yeah, you can actually see this creature. It looks a little bit smaller than the one that's on the ground right now, but it actually is changing colors as it goes, as it draws closer to you, seemingly blending in a bit with the foliage around it. I'm assuming a 15 hits you.
Yeah. Just a little bit. My
just a little
evasion's
bit.
10.
Um,
My evasion is better than it was, but
Okay, so you take 6 kinetic damage as it
so my overshield
charges
goes away.
forward and. All
which
right.
means that what
And
happens
it
again?
takes.
This creature takes 1 AP energy damage and must pass an engineering save or be impaired until the end of its next turn.
Engineering save. All right.
6 damage, you said?
Yes.
So 1, 2,
As
3.
this, I have to show you this image, and I'll show it in Slack. As this creature runs forward and gores you, gores the side, and begins tearing into the lower part of your mech's torso.
Yep.
Uh,
There it is.
all right. Yep, there it is. There's something. So, what did it have to beat?
What was the tech test that it had to beat?
That's my save target, which
Yeah.
is 11.
It fails, so it's stunned,
Impaired
it's
until the end of its next turn.
impaired. So let me
What does impaired do?
impaired.
I believe that means it takes. Yes. +1 difficulty
Plus 1.
on all attacks, saves, and skill checks.
And that's just a D6 minus a D6, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So there's a short electrical burst, and it kind of it makes a weird noise as it recoils from you. But now it's your guys' turn. Who would like to go first?
Me. I would like to begin my industry job as a meat carver.
Okay. So as it recoils from you, you do you watch as it the colors shift back on it as it backs into the grass. You know the general area of where it is, but right now it is technically invisible. Treats hard cover as soft cover.
All attacks against invisible characters, regardless of type, have a 50% chance to miss outright before an attack roll is made. Roll a dice or flip a coin to determine if the attack misses. Additionally, invisible characters can always hide even without cover. Yeah, I ignore any soft cover. I ignore any cover it has, regardless, because of my Vanguard ability. So it doesn't matter if it gets soft or hard cover. But I do still have the 50% chance to miss it.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and roll a 1d2. On a 1, it misses. On a 2, it hits.
So both of my
that's
attacks
unfortunate.
miss.
Yeah, it slides just out of reach, and now you have cleared a decent. It's not gonna be able to hide in that patch of grass anymore.
Yeah, there's just the sound of chainsaws revving as I just shear away plant matter, but not the thing. All right, so good news.
All right.
Well, bad news. It can hide in the foliage. Good news, it's not the foliage isn't there anymore.
Yeah, no, you all saw it pop out of the. Yeah, you all saw it pop out of the grass, tear into Oni for a minute, and then recoil back in as Sparky's overshield dissipated.
Well, worth noting, your Vanguard talent works specifically with CQB weapons.
Oh, yeah. No,
which is a weapon type.
It doesn't matter because I missed regardless.
Yeah.
Are you able? You're able to move after your attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can break up your movement and attacks.
All right. Only you want to clear a little space around it. We can see if we can pin it down, make it harder for the damn thing to hide.
Oh. I could have triggered my Overwatch when it attacked me. Because Overwatch is just a reaction.
Well, now
you
we
can
know.
Take. All right. I could have also braced, but I didn't think about it. Yeah, I'll move. Done. 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 I'm gonna move over closer.
I believe
to
Overwatch is just when they move inside the weapons throw.
A hostile character starts any movement.
When they start any
when you start any movement inside one of your weapons throw. Actually, so yeah. If I don't move away from it and it tries to move away from me, I can hit it. Is the thing. Which might be easier for me to hit.
You have people with AoE effects.
You
have people with AoE weapons that can hit it better.
Fair enough. I've moved away. I cleared some of the grass and then I moved away.
And it was last spotted.
We should still be able to, even if we can't, even if it's invisible, our sensors will still show where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it doesn't need to disappear just because it's invisible. That's one of the good things about.
Well, it can disappear if it hides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it uses the hide action, then our sensors will lose track. But it didn't. So.
Question: if something is invisible, I assume it does not count as being in line of sight?
No.
So I moved away. That's my turn.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
If one of you wants to fire some AoE at it, that's fine. I have a big gun to try and shoot at it too.
I don't have an AoE. I imagine
Sounds
Mo
like
does.
Yeah, sounds like Moss' invitation to the party.
Yeah, so you got that howitzer you might want to fire.
Yeah. I will. The reason I was asking is because I was going to use heavy gunner, but if it's not in line of sight, that doesn't apply. So I will take a quick action to spin up my assault cannon, which gives it reliable 3.
Okay.
Which I forget what that does.
Oh, right. I have reliable. It still takes damage even though I miss.
Okay. How much damage did it take?
2. So it would have taken 4 damage.
Is that what reliable does?
Yeah, reliable.
Even if you miss, it does a bit of damage.
Yeah, if you miss or roll less damage than the reliable value, it still does the reliable.
So correction on the description. The chainsaw axes buzz and rip through the air, and while they don't land solid hits, the spinning blades still carve gashes in it.
Yeah, you do feel a bit of resistance as you catch what you believe to be probably the flanks of it as it dodges backwards.
So it would have taken 4 damage total.
Yep, I marked it.
All right.
You do hear an odd howling again, like a low. But go ahead.
So I'm firing. What is the action to fire everything?
It's a full action.
Barrage takes a full action, but firing one weapon is a skirmish.
Okay.
Unless it's a super heavy.
And I can't do a quick action. Oh, you know what? I can do. Normally I couldn't do a quick action and a barrage, right?
No, normally, but you can overcharge if you need to.
Or
do an extra quick action.
I'm going to use the Everest initiative.
Yeah, you can also use the Everest initiative.
Reaction. So I'm gonna spin it up. Spin up my assault cannon, which is loaded with mag ammo, so it doesn't need it has arcing. I don't need line of sight for it.
Okay.
I'm firing my mortar, which is loaded with thumper ammo and which is also arcing and does not need line of sight. And I'm also going to fire my howitzer, which ditto.
Okay.
So Barrage is firing 2 mounts. Are 2 of those connected together?
No, they are not. So I think I will just.
And super heavy weapons can only be fired as part of a barrage.
Well, specifically, Barrage is firing with 2 regular mounts or 1 super heavy.
Yeah.
They fire alone on a Barrage.
Does a heavy mount count as a regular mount, or that's just a main mount?
Yeah, that's a regular mount.
Heavy mount. Yeah.
Each mount is
Yeah, each mount is 1 mount.
Okay, so I'm going to fire with the howitzer and the assault cannon.
Okay.
So first, flip a d2 to see if you actually hit, if you're actually able to hit, or if you automatically miss or not.
Does that still apply with arcing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's invisible.
That's part of the invisibility trait.
Yeah.
All right.
But you spun up your assault cannon, so it has reliable now.
So it hits.
So yeah, you hit.
Well, you
can make the
you
attack.
can make the
anyway.
attack, and you won't automatically miss. Is what that means.
Right. So that's a d20 plus anything.
Do you have any accuracy? If not, then just a d20.
No, you get a +1 because of your grit.
All right. Yes, you do get your grit.
Yeah.
added to it.
Our attack bonus is currently +1. So.
And
Which
where's
one is this with?
again? That's
This is with the assault cannon, right?
Yeah.
Accurate just means that even if you miss, you still do damage. If you miss or roll lower than the damage.
That's reliable.
Reliable. Accurate. Sorry, accurate.
Accurate gives you an accuracy.
Okay, yeah. So otherwise, it's just a straight d20, right?
D20 plus 1.
D20 plus
8. So probably not.
8. No, that misses.
So what's the reliable value on the assault cannon? 3.
3.
So it still takes 3 damage.
All right. So you see on the, you don't see yourself, you don't see the bullets hit anything, but on the stone behind it, on the small stone ridgeway behind it, you do see splatters of purple ichor that splash up against the back of it. So you hit it.
And your
But
howitzer,
not as solidly.
you can make the attack with your howitzer as well.
The howitzer is inaccurate, so I assume that I subtract 1.
Inaccurate means it's minus 1d6 to the roll.
Yeah, accurate is plus 1d6. Inaccurate is minus 1d6.
Got it.
Was your assault cannon accurate?
No.
Okay, I was about to say.
So
that misses as well.
That would also be an 8 though, because you do also add your grit to that.
Yep.
Yeah, that still misses.
Still a miss.
Yep.
Does the howitzer have reliable?
It does not.
Okay.
That seems that seems unlikely.
So you kind of focus in on where that ichor hit the stone behind it, and you just aim for where the ichor hit, and just the howitzer levels and then fires, and that pile is mostly not there anymore. Because it's a blast 1, right?
You hit the rock.
Or,
I was about to say you might just have destroyed the terrain that he was hiding in.
It's actually blast 2.
okay, so yeah, you destroyed the terrain that was behind it.
Okay.
So.
Well, we're picking away at any place it's got to hide.
And what kind of ammunition was in the howitzer?
The howitzer has explosive ammo.
There is a small fire on the backside of that now as well.
Okay.
All right.
This rock is on fire.
And a giant asteroid lands on Mizuchi. No, I'm just kidding. All right, who wants to go next?
I can go. I have a big gun that is also reliable.
Go right ahead.
So I will. Yeah, I will fire my Cyclone Pulse Rifle first. Let's see if I can actually make the attack roll.
Very nice.
And it is accurate. 1 accuracy, 1 static bonus. 9 probably doesn't hit though.
No, a 9 does miss.
But it is accurate, so it still takes. It has reliable 5, so take 5 damage.
Shit. Okay.
I mean, it
Killing
is a
this thing with
it
bug
is a
bites purely
super
by
heavy.
missing.
It is a super heavy weapon.
So I'm going to.
Oh wait, no, it's
yeah,
a Cyclone Pulse rifle.
Yeah, Cyclone Pulse Rifle. It's
Right.
basically a heavy machine gun.
No, no, it's a laser cannon.
Yeah.
That's a because it's strike. Yeah.
And then it's unloaded, but then I will also go ahead and
Oh, wait, no.
take
No, it is
the
a
Everest
gun gun.
initiative. Yeah, it's a heavy machine gun.
It does kinetic damage.
It's a
not
pulse
energy,
rifle.
right,
It's just
yeah.
it's a rapid firing heavy machine gun. And then I will go ahead. I will take the initiative action to stabilize. I believe is a
Okay.
quick action. Normally,
Stabilize is full. So
is it
you
a full
would-
action? Never mind.
Yeah.
You can reload as a quick, but if you just reload, but
Is reload its own action?
reload is a quick action. You can do a reload as part of a stabilized full action, but you can also just use a quick action to reload.
You can only do that with pilot weapons rather than mech weapons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you had the pilot talent,
Fair.
or no, when you're
Uh,
outside of your mech, rather. Yeah.
Yeah. When you reload one pilot weapon with the loading tag. So
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
useful for me, I guess, because I've got a sniper rifle,
That's if you're not in the thing.
or at least
You
the
can-
target does.
Yeah.
You can eject.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, it's so you have to stabilize to reload and do some other stuff. I think there are also some systems that can reload on their own.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is the thing. Also, if you're using like a Raleigh, the Raleigh is really good at reloading things.
Raleigh.
Say it how you feel like it. It's a mech name.
Raleigh.
The Raleigh.
It's also a place name in real life.
Yeah. Well.
Quick question.
Anyway.
Got to ask. Weapons is AP. Anybody?
Mine is not.
Okay.
No,
If it has any armor, that does apply.
mine is not also not an
Okay.
AP.
All right.
Um,
Just making sure.
I will actually, though, because I have this. I will take the initiative to deploy my hive drone.
Okay.
So a size 1/2 drone can be deployed to a free space within sensors and line of sight, where it releases a burst 2 gray wash swarm with the following effects. So I'm going to drop it right here.
Sorry. One second.
So just-
Okay, where?
We should right in this space right south of
Okay.
the beast.
Let me.
So after just unloading with his heavy machine gun, the Regan Leaf just kind of extends its left arm in a slot where the missiles would normally have been, rises up, and a small disc just fires out of it and lands right south of where the beast's known position is, and just unleashes this cloud of seething gray nanomachines over the area.
All right. Right where I put it.
The square directly south of the beast, so over a little bit. That right there.
Okay.
So a burst 2 radius around it.
Let me.
If you want to give it a visible aura.
There you go. You have
You got it.
control of it.
Cool. So I will give it an aura. If you want to make aura 1 visible, so that everyone can see it.
Yep.
That is going to be an orange aura because I'm in control of it.
What has an aura?
Allied character, the drone.
Oh,
Oops.
so, my
So
aura 1 visible on the drone.
should be able to see it now.
I can't.
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. Now I can see
So
it.
Yeah. So allied character. Damn it!
Oh, and it went away.
You changed the aura.
I didn't do anything.
Disappeared.
Aura is gone.
I think it. Did it change because you both saved a thing at the same time?
Possibly. I'll go ahead and you should be able to edit it, William.
Yeah,
So
there
I'll
you go.
just let you.
Bam.
There you go.
Everyone see that.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
can see it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, allied characters at least partially within the affected area gain soft cover, as does the hive drone. Hostile characters take 1 AP kinetic damage when they start their turn in the affected area or enter it for the first time in a round. Damage from areas created by multiple hive drones do not stack.
Yay, I've
Okay.
got soft cover.
It can be deployed to a different space or recalled as a quick action.
Does it start eating away at the plants?
All right.
It eats everything that I consider an enemy.
Do you consider
So,
the plants
no,
an
not the
enemy?
plants right now. I do not consider the plants an enemy.
And then
Although
actually,
actually,
yes.
because it's camouflaging itself to the environment, I would say, yeah, the gray wash drones will start clearing everything out.
Okay,
Fuck
you
that
watch.
grass.
Yeah, fuck that grass. You watch as the drone, as the disc lands, and it starts to hover and float, and then a swarm of gray nanites just start to pour out of it like silver tendrils, and then they start to disperse, and then you watch as the grass starts to slowly begin to dissolve, is the best description you can see of it, as it just starts to like disassemble and eat away in random spots.
The
So,
I
yeah,
imagine there's a type of mini that the retrograde minis makes. It's called the Balor Aggressor, which is just like this big floating ball, which is what I imagine all of their drones look like.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the turn.
All right.
Or Balor Aggregate, that's it.
Barky.
All right. Well, I am going to take a protocol to steady my aim.
Okay.
And I'm mobilized, but gain accuracy on rifle attacks. And I'm going to try to fire my sniper rifle at this thing.
Okay.
I can do it.
All right.
I like how
You're
John's
starting
the
to
only one.
see a bit of the shifting shape. It's either in front of or behind the grass. You can't quite tell, but you think you got a general idea of where it is.
Yeah, I'm the only one that's missed it,
That's a critical
All
hit.
right.
or that
Yeah.
that rolled a 1 on the flip at least.
You also does that negate the inaccuracy you get from it having hardcover?
I'm sorry.
Right, it has hard. It technically has hard cover, so
Yeah, it
you
has
get,
hardcover because it's invisible. So
or because
uh,
it has the camouflage trait.
yeah, because it has camouflage.
Oh.
So
Fine,
you
and
just
then-
roll minus 1d6.
Well, then they would cancel each other out, wouldn't they? So I get a 16.
Yeah. Hard cover is two.
Oh,
difficulty.
all right.
All
So it's actually gonna be 16 minus 1d6.
15.
So 15.
14 still hits.
15.
Okay.
Murder this thing.
All right. So this is 2d6 kinetic AP,
Oh shit.
You see what I mean?
7 kinetic armor piercing damage.
7 kinetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm also going to fire my bolt nexus at it.
Well, as you fire it, you
Looks like
see it start to turn around and head towards, let's see, like it's going to charge back towards Valkyrie in the Regan Leaf. And as it begins to turn and run, you catch it right in, you would assume that you shoot it in the torso, right behind its front forearm, and you watch as it just takes one step and then drops.
And then the drones start eating it.
Yep, and then the drones start that same disassembling visual.
Sparky immediately turns from the sight of the deconstructing creature and, well, target eliminated. Target eliminated.
That was a hell of a shot, Sparky. Good job.
Just doing my job.
Swarm drone recalling. Valkyrie will pull the swarm drone back in.
All right, you
Uh,
watch as that same cloud begins to thicken and then turn back into the tendrils and then go back into the disc, and then
The
The
disc
disc
just sort of
floats
floats
over and
returns back
recalls.
to the Valkyrie. Return
Yep.
back to the Regan Leaf.
And don't nobody forget in that video we watched, this thing was only the appetizer.
I'm checking my sensors for any mechs or any mechanical activity.
Yeah, no. You look and you don't see anything. Go ahead and make roll a. Anybody that wants to roll a d20, spot or survival, or
7.
Can
7.
I
Can
take
we
this
investigate
opportunity
where
to?
if I haven't made too much of a bigger fire, can we still figure out where the original smoke was coming from?
Yeah, there's
Right
a
next to
small
me.
crater. Yeah, there's a small crater. So it looks like maybe all the rockets didn't hit. But enough of them did. What were you wondering, Andrew?
Can I take this opportunity to stabilize and reload my sniper
Yeah.
rifle?
Yeah.
Cool. I will do that presumably instead of rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll reload
Yeah.
my howitzer too, please.
All right. As you two are doing that, Mizuchi, you're looking out for mechs. You don't see anything on the sensors.
If nothing pops up on my sensors, then I'll stabilize.
Yeah, you're able to do that. Valkyrie, you see actually from where you're at, you just from like looking around this, you know that this is the area where Envoy was probably ambushed, and you kind of look around and you can see other tracks from other mechs that seem to be heading in a southwestern direction from where you're currently at. It looks like they came from
Behind?
directly west, and then directly behind, basically where you're standing. They met up here, and then headed to the southwest after.
They came from behind.
So Valkyrie sort of looks around at that while she's reloading her pulse rifle, and the it looks like they came, grabbed their catch, and took off to the southwest. Does anyone see any signs of the escape pod from the mech? See if we can find our envoy.
Not from here, but if they took off, I can take to the skies and see if I find anything.
No. We'll probably only find them and probably the scrap remains of the Everest he was piloting if we just follow them, unless they might have been chasing the escape pod.
Wouldn't an escape pod let off a beacon of some kind?
Yes, an escape pod would, but that's assuming that they used an escape pod and not just the
just
emergency
ejected
eject also can just pop a back
Just
hatch so that you can jockey out.
Yeah, depending on the mechs, they might have a full escape pod that just like launches they just ejects the pilot seat, or it might just be like you're out.
Escape pods are mostly used in either
Harrison probably.
In space theaters or on dangerous planets. We probably should have. You would assume that probably should have had an escape pod on this planet, considering the things that you've run into. But you don't see one nearby.
Yeah, just having a spring-loaded chair would not be ideal on a world like this.
we ain't exactly been subtle in our approach. You think it's worth setting off a beacon of some kind? Maybe we set off a distress call.
Well,
If it calls in the missing pilot, great. If not, it might draw in the vultures we're looking for.
Is my roll high enough to see any potential traces of the ejector?
So you can see the door or the back hatch that blew off, landed about here.
Which would imply that the ejector seat also fired in that general direction.
Yeah.
So it looks like the ejector would have fired to the east. So
which way did they go?
The tracks continue to the southwest, though.
Yeah, the scavengers took off to the southwest, but the blowback tossed the door of that got blown off the back of his mech to the east. So the ejector seat would have fired that way too.
Well, I doubt I'll be able to spot a person from the air. Not in this foliage. I could definitely spot them though.
If you want to take a look, feel free. And just don't go flying off.
I will rocket up into the air using my flight module.
All right. You fly up. Go ahead and make a spot check.
$21.
21.
I also generate 2 heat.
Yep. So you
Sorry, you can
fly.
stabilize and clear that.
Yeah.
You fly about 50 or so meters up, and you start to survey the area, and you can see the plateaus that Envoy was speaking of to the southwest. You don't see any mechs or anything like. You don't see any large humanoid shapes or anything like that. But you do see from this high up, you can actually spot how worn the grass is and the different paths that you can see that do head to the southwest.
Okay, so I can see the tracks.
Yeah.
I'll do a circuit of the area, generating 2 more heat.
Okay.
And just to see if I can spot anything more specific, like if for instance the envoy that we're looking for is on a rock somewhere waving a flag or something.
With a 21, no, you don't see that, but you do see a drag trail, and no, they wouldn't have left that behind. But you do see a drag trail, deep, heavy gouges of something large being dragged.
Okay.
To the southwest.
Yes.
So where they were dragging the mech.
I'll land, immediately vent heat, so it's just.
Okay, up, not down into the grasslands.
Yeah, up. Yeah, up and out.
Yep.
All right. So I'll drag. I could find the trail that our enemies took southwest, along with the plateaus that the envoy mentioned in his message. Didn't see any sign of the pilot themselves though.
Do we still have
And our
Andaran
sensors
encryption codes?
And our sensors aren't picking up any biological signals nearby, so I assume he's not nearby if he did escape.
What do you mean encryption codes?
Like, would we have gotten communication codes that would be like Andaran in origin or signal code structure, so that we could maybe send a signal that is specifically
Yeah,
for
you
an
would have
Andaran to pick up?
Yeah, you would have their specific frequencies that you could broadcast on.
Okay, so Valkyrie would just, maybe he has some data plating in, and she will try and broadcast on Andaran frequencies and see if she can get anything. Envoy, this is a Lancer squad from Andaran space. Are you anywhere in the vicinity?
What's the range on it?
Presumably,
does it have a specific range?
It doesn't have. It's a radio transmission, so
Okay.
whether or not the signal gets to him is a number of environmental factors, also known as whether the storyteller thinks it's worth getting there
Yeah.
or not.
There's a slight crackle, and after a few moments, you hear, "Oh, thank fuck! They've captured me." Who is this?
This is Valkyrie. Got a small lance with me, and we know the direction that they've taken your mech. I'm assuming they took you with it. We will head towards you.
I take it you got my data burst?
Someone did, and then they sent it to us.
Good. Watch out for the scout patterns. They have similar cloaking technology to the Valley, and then it cuts out.
Shite. All right. Back over the group comms. I got a signal from our envoy. He's been captured by the same people, and sounds like they may have just noticed his communication with me. Also, gave me a decent warning. Their scout pattern mechs have similar camouflage to these beasts, so keep an eye out.
Could you send your drone ahead, devouring everything in our path? It won't be subtle, but it'll make it harder for them to hide.
It doesn't exactly clear a wide area, but I can certainly make a,
Give us
several meters wide path.
It would give us an advancing trench that we could go down. Shields in front, guns in back.
Sure, why not? And she will deploy the swarm drone and just sort of carve a path through the grass.
Okay. It's not the fastest, but it definitely does it.
Ma, get your shield
It's not
up
like
front.
super slow, but
I mean, if we're gonna
it's
To be
not
fair-
super slow, but
To be fair, it provides cover to allies rather than eating allies, so you can just walk in the drone cloud.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, I'll follow the drone. Axe is out.
Yeah, Maul puts a shield up and starts heading out. She's got her assault cannon sort of not direct forward, but raised and
So,
ready. All
just-
right, I'll take point. Oni, you on swing,
Yep.
and rest of you on drag.
all right, you guys start clearing a swath through the foliage and start heading to the southwest, following the tracks.
If you're gonna
And-
sneak up on us, we're gonna remove the thing that helps you sneak.
While also sending the message of, hello, yes, we are here. Please rearrange our faces.
That's what I'm
as
here
you're
for.
about an hour or so after you guys begin
To be fair, this is
travel
a
southwest.
very Horus approach to this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also very IPSN.
I mean, none of this has
Salt the
been
path.
subtle.
No.
None of this has been subtle. Why start now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Smite the enemies of
Interesting.
Ra.
We've
Interestingly enough, the fire didn't last very long on the plants that did get lit on fire by the explosive blast. They kind of burned for probably about 30 or 40 seconds and then seemed to go out themselves.
we have between us 2 different Gatling guns, a mortar, a howitzer, a pair of chainsaws, and a sniper rifle. We are not a stealth unit. A sniper rifle that also has a lightning cannon installed.
Fun fact, Silverlance is not currently a lightning cannon.
What kind of
But
cannon
it's
is
only
it?
got 5 shots in it right now, so... explosive.
Okay, so
Even better.
so we've got 2 howitzers.
Well, mine's only got 5 shots in it right now.
Howitzer and a half.
We've got a howitzer and a half.
About an hour and a half or so into your traveling southwest, though, you get another ping, Valkyrie. It's a set of coordinates, no voice or anything like that. But when you plug them into your HUD, it does appear to lead towards the direction that you're traveling.
I got coordinates for everyone.
Did it come from an Andaran frequency, or is it our opponents inviting us in?
That's a good question. Was that Andaran? Was that Andaran?
It was
signal,
from the
or-
one that it was from the one that contacted you or
Okay.
replied to your initial.
So
message.
heavy guns forward.
Yep.
All right. So let's move you guys.
Did you see the William? Did you see the big ball ballot
Yeah.
that I put in Slack?
Yeah,
That's the
very much a Unicron pattern Valor.
that's the aggregate form of the Balor. It's just like, I don't know how you do that to a Balor, but fuck, is that creepy? And also exactly what their drones
Just a different.
would look like.
It's just. It's a different kind of build if you want to make a Balor. You know, do you want to make your Balor a giant walking ogre or just a ball that spits fire?
Oh, so it's a baller.
Yes.
You add that extra L in.
Thank you, folks. I'll be
Alright.
here all week.
Nice. All right, so a number of hours later, you are getting near the coordinates that. Oh, here we go.
Remember our drone that's leading us ahead of us?
Yep, I remember. Those are the two mechs, and you do get an image with those coordinates actually of what the scouts look like. So those are in Slack now.
I assume
Would all three of those be the scout, or is it the one on the third one?
the
is
third
scout?
one, I think, is the
The
scout.
one in the middle is the
The
scout.
one in the middle. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
You guys just hear
What are the other?
the one in the middle is the scout, which the hulking brute is one of the ones that we saw, along with the one on the right.
It's the middle
Yes.
spike one, yeah.
If that image comes along as we're going, just occasionally, you'll hear Oni going, "Here, Scouty, Scouty."
All right. Everybody can go ahead and put themselves where they'd like on the map.
If you want to put the drone token down for me, so that
Yeah.
and make the aura visible, and let me know
Yes.
when you're done, so we're not editing it at the same time.
Yeah. No, I'll just put it on the.
So I believe I would be here,
There
Maul
you
would
go.
be here,
It's all yours.
or I'd be
Alright,
here and
is the
Maul
aura
would be
visible?
here.
Should be.
Green selection button. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, and then 10 foot with orange aura. Is that visible to everybody?
Yes.
Cool.
So with Maul and point, Maul would be like right here. Yeah. There we go.
All right.
I figured
So
we headed straight south. I kind of figured we were headed southwest-ish.
uh,
I mean,
at around this time, you're going a little bit more south than southwest.
I imagine
Okay.
we're heading to this big door at the bottom of the map.
Yeah. It seems to line up with the coordinates.
Yeah.
But as you get there, you do see one individual step out. And then,
I do love the notion that as we're walking, there's just this shifting cloud of gray at our feet that's just kind of swirling around us and just like
yeah, it's more not the way that you focused it. It's now more, it's like clearing the grass in front of you. So it's getting it at the base, and then the grass in front of you is just falling away.
Yeah.
yeah. So we just got like this low level fog at our feet that's just ripping the grass away.
And also hovering a little bit higher because it provides us cover. So
Yeah. Uh,
I like the idea that because it's concentrated really low right now, it's sort of like Gara's sand, where
Yeah.
like it's concentrated very low, but when someone shoots at it, it's just this tendril of nanomachine just shoots up to block.
How much
We are,
noise does that drone make, I wonder?
Probably a buzzing noise, I would guess.
like a very soft buzzing noise.
it's between a buzz and a hiss
yeah.
Yeah.
because it's this. You did get this from a Horus
I
license.
feel like
Yeah,
so-
most of the noise comes from the deconstruction of the plants around it, and not from the nanomachines themselves.
It's just this constant low level, just
Of things being
And
turned to
the
sand.
the grass that's falling is making surprisingly heavy thud sounds when it lands.
If it lands.
So heavy grass.
Remind me specifically. Our objective here is the recovery of the pilot, or specifically the elimination of these guys.
recovery
it
of the pilot would probably be the primary, I feel.
Yeah, it was to discover the source of the distress signal, and now that you've discovered it, yeah, you guys are.
Now that we've discovered it, it's up to us whether or not we care if the pilot lives or not.
Yeah.
I mean, I care.
I feel like Valkyrie cares too.
I do too. I'm just saying that it's up to us.
These two can definitely see us, right?
Yeah, they slowly walked out and turned, and
We're not exactly subtle.
No.
yeah,
I just
and
want to make sure. But they're not opening fire or anything yet.
No, they are. This one right here does have a large rifle that it kind of like just holding slung on its shoulder, and it's got the screaming skull with the compass rose on its chest, and it's blasts over a speaker system. Is there something I can help you folks with?
As the Valkyrie kind of like stepping up a little bit more through the mist. Yes, actually. What was the name of this company that I know?
Void Sirens.
If you Void Sirens would kindly hand over the man that you've captured, we'll gladly be on our way without a fight. But if you feel like holding him prisoner, I'm afraid I'm going to have to teach you how the Dragon Raiders do business.
Kind of turns and looks at the charger next to him, and now that you can see it, it seems to be a charger pattern mech, and you hear laughter over the intercom from both of them. Not quite sure who we've abducted, but Void Sirens and Dragon Raiders, we're simple hunters out here.
I know your symbol, and I've also got signal from the man that you've held captive.
Over external comms, Maul chimes in and says, "Look, friends, I know how it is out here. We're just here to pick up the meat and take it back. You all can keep any scrap you picked up. Ain't no reason for us to get into anything. How about we keep all this here peaceable?"
Oh, peaceable works.
I'd like to make a charm roll if I can.
Yeah.
$13.
13. It goes, all right. Say we do have this individual that y'all are looking for. What might you have to offer us humble hunters?
Well, I got a
Sparky just mutters over squad comms in absence of bullets in them.
Maul will
Over squad comms, Oni goes, and chainsaws.
over squad comms. Maul says, "Now come on, children, let's try it the easy way before we go the hard way." And then back over external comms, she's gonna reach down into the one of the small compartments that she has in her cockpit. I'm gonna pull out of my extra rations, my pilot gear. I'm gonna pull out a bottle of liquor, and she'll sort of hold it up to the comms and let it slosh back and forth a little bit, and say, "How about some Jägermeister for the Jaegers?"
Go ahead and make another charm roll.
Okay.
Do it.
No.
Oh.
You have
Oh, no.
you have the highest skill bonus to any skill trigger of all of us, specifically on your charm.
Yep.
And it's a 6.
He kind of steps forward a little bit. 1 second. Let me get back on the right. Here, it steps forward a little bit on this ridge. And he goes, "Well, that sounds mighty fine. It's been a while since it had, that's an old brand." And he goes, "That should go great with breakfast. What do you think?" And you hear some heavy thuds as behind them. Oops, come on.
Am I going to have to clear this whole field again?
A large mech steps up and goes, you hear over it, "It's been a while since I've had that. You only got one bottle?" and levels a large rotary grenade launcher in your guys' general direction.
This is gonna be great.
So I take it you're wanting the hard way then over the external comms.
Oh. Are you gonna hand over, you mechs?
Hard way it is.
All right.
All right.
Time to
Who wants to go first?
Time to see how pirates handle
Ma,
lenses.
if you could please deliver our reply.
Yeah. Over internal comms, Maul grumbles. Looks like I put my face on this morning for nothing. And it's going to... I will, let's see.
What's the distance look like right here? We're at 15, roughly, from all of them.
So,
All right. Yep. All right. Great.
Excellent. I don't have to move.
So I'm gonna open up on the big fella with my mortar and howitzer.
Would you say this fight is a different scene from the last fight?
Yes, it definitely is. It's been a few hours.
Okay.
so you can use your initiative again. If you want to quick action, spin up your assault cannon.
My assault cannon's not in range.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm using my other two. All right. Okay. So and it is clearly visible right now, right?
Yes, it is a size 2 mech.
Okay.
Let's see. How far away am I?
A heavy gunner only works if they're in 10 spaces. All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'm
works.
just full blast.
I can get right up to smart mouth because my speed is 5 now. Boost, fire.
15.
Do you still have your knife and gun attachment?
Yeah, I do. So I can hunt her. I can hunt
Yeah,
her
you can just take 10, and then fire pistol, lunge with the knife.
and do my barrage.
15
Yep.
does hit.
All right. That is with my mortar. So that's 1d6 plus 2 explosive damage and knockback 1.
Do you have multiple targets in the blast, or are you only able to hit one of them?
That blast is only 1.
Okay.
You know what? I probably should have hit with the. Yeah, I actually probably should have hit with my other one first because that has blast 2.
Well, can you target a piece of? Can you target landscape or no?
Yes, basically you choose a location and you make a separate attack roll for each target within the blast radius.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
okay.
they are just too far away. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just too far for a blast 1.
that's
You'll
okay.
need
So
a blast 2.
For that first one, I'll just hit the big one.
Okay. So it was 15. What was the damage?
Damage is 1d6 plus 1 explosive.
But if you have that howitzer that does blast 2, you can hit right here,
Yeah.
and they hit all 3.
Yeah, so you'll make one attack roll for all 3 of them.
Yeah. So that's on my mortar. That's a 6 explosive damage on the big one.
Was that not
Ouch.
7 because you have a +1?
Yeah, it's 7.
Sorry.
7. Okay. AP, no AP.
I don't think it's AP. I don't think anything I have is armor piercing at all.
Okay.
I don't even know where that would show up. So that would indicate
It would be in the tag. It would be in.
Yeah, it would be in the.
Like if you look at your assault cannon where it says reliable, it would say AP as well right there.
No.
Like how my segment knife says overkill.
Which means you can overheat yourself if you roll ones. Actually, I think you have to overheat yourself to re-roll
Any
your
damage
ones.
dice that land on a 1 causes the attacker to take 1 heat and then is re-rolled. Yep.
Yep.
Additional ones
You don't
continue
get the
to take
choice.
effect. But I can't. I basically
Alright.
I basically can't do minimum damage unless I blow up. In which case, I still didn't do minimum damage because I blew up.
Just not to you. Not to the target.
Yeah.
So that misses the first one. So I have to roll a separate attack for everybody in the blast radius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Which means that whoever that
Ouch.
second one is, you roll the damage dice twice and take the higher.
I was starting with this one and going clockwise. So that's going to be the sorry.
Which
Sorry.
one?
So missed this guy, hit this guy for a crit,
And now you're aiming at the big one. Yeah.
13.
13. Okay.
Well, 14 because you got grit.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah. So it still hits.
And so I'll roll the damage on those other two. So I double the damage dice?
No.
You roll the damage dice twice and take the highest results.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So if it's 2d6, you roll 4d6 and take the highest two numbers.
All right. Yeah, so 46. So that's going to be 10 on this
10.
bipedal, on the only bipedal one.
Okay.
Well, the other
No,
one's bipedal, just big.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So 10 on this on Shorty, and then the other one gets another 7, and that's explosive.
Okay. 1 second.
You have a grenade launcher. We have an artillery emplacement.
Let's see.
There are probably invisible scouts around us, by the way.
Oh yeah, we know the scout is invisible. It's somewhere
Somewhere.
in here. But we have soft cover.
Go ahead and roll 2d6. Or hang on 1 second. Why? Structure damage. Let's see.
Oh, does it not take you through the process? Oh, yeah, no, you have to roll, right?
Yeah.
Here, I'll roll it for you.
I think he just did
Oh,
2 and a
never
3.
So
You're
2
fine.
and a 3.
2 and a 3. So
You did some structure damage to one of them,
yeah,
which means they have more than
you
one structure
watch-
point.
yeah. The one that you the one that was speaking with you, the explosion tears off their left arm, and they actually drop their rifle as the explosion severely damages the mech that they're piloting.
Good, good, because that's my target.
Let's see.
Over
Gonna
over external comms again, if I may.
Yeah.
New deal. How about you all fuck the hell off?
Okay.
And I would like to, if I may, I would like to roll take control. Use force, violence, presence of will, or direct action to take control of something.
Do triggers usually come up in combat situations?
Not usually, but you know.
This is less. I'm using it less for combat and more in Fifth Element style negotiation.
All right. Go ahead and roll, and we'll see. 20. All right. Nice.
See if that has any effect. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can't use you can't use it for anything that's directly relevant to combat. So like,
Yeah.
I have my punch people good skill trigger. I can't use that to give me a +2 to my mech's ability to hit with an axe.
Yeah.
But if you do a bit of role playing in the middle of combat, then
Yeah. You don't hear any response.
Salvo taking off the goddamn arm. Maybe.
Yeah.
Another roll.
Yeah, and the back left leg, the same on the same side as the back right leg, the one on the same side as the arm was blown off, isn't looking that well either. So yeah, that happened.
I would
It's
like to take the
their
next
turn
one
now.
of our turns so I can axe murder them a question.
Yeah. So you just hear over the PA, or over the over the speakers, the individual that was speaking with you earlier say, "Fucking get rid of them," and then you watch as they blink away somewhere.
Ah, Horus core bonus.
And that is their turn. Mizuchi, you're up.
I don't know, that's an SSC piece.
Yeah. Ah, he went away, which means now
I
I
sh-
have to get this guy
should've-
instead.
Which I should have expected when I heard that they had cloaking tech. They have some SSC tech.
All right, so move 5 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Initiative to do one quick action as a free action to boost, which means I can fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just out of range.
Oh, I forgot I could move.
Yeah, you can move. Quick action to
Yeah,
boost
if you wanted to
again.
move, I'll let
1, 2.
I was thinking full actions knocked out.
1, 2.
Wait, yeah, no, doesn't your howitzer, don't you have to be immobilized to fire that? Or you have to do your move after or before?
I
Or you have to fire
It has
fire
the
that
ordnance.
first.
have to fire
It has ordnance. You have to use it before you take any other actions on your turn, excepting protocols. Yeah.
Okay.
You can still act and move normally after attacking. However, you do have to fire it first in your turn if you're going to fire it.
So
Is it okay if I move a little bit then?
Yeah, you would have been able to move.
I generate 2 heat.
All right.
Additionally, because of its size, this weapon can't be used against targets in engagement with the user's mech and cannot be used for Overwatch. It'd be hilarious to watch someone try and Overwatch with a fucking howitzer.
Well, that's basically what my heavy gunner does, sort of.
I'm going to ram this guy.
Okay, so he needs to make a hold check.
Opposed hold checks, I think.
Make a melee attack against to ram. Make a melee attack against an adjacent character the same size or smaller than you. On a success, your target is knocked prone, and you may also choose. So no, I just make an attack.
Okay.
But I have things that help with that. I have my synthetic muscle netting, which means I may ram targets larger than me. And when I grapple or ram larger targets, I count the same size. When I grapple or ram opponents the same size or smaller, I count at least one size larger. Additionally, my lifting dragging capacity is doubled. I don't know if that has any direct effects on the melee attack.
No.
Because it's the same size as me, right? Size 1?
Yeah, it's the same size as you.
I don't think being considered one
it's
size larger means...
it looks to be, now that you're up close, charger pattern cataphract.
Yeah. I don't think, unless I'm missing something about the rules of ramming, that being considered a size larger does anything for me at the moment.
I don't believe so.
Action economy, ram. Nope, I just make a melee attack, so... Jesus fuck, really? So yeah, I just...
So yeah, you run up and ding.
Well, no, I think what happens is we collide.
Well, yeah.
We collide like horns locking, but neither one of us gets knocked
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, you do hear a low yeah from the other side.
And-
Just only you can hear that.
As I ram into him head first, and the chains on the chainsaw axes begin to buzz, just over the external comms. Hello, little friend.
All right,
So that's my turn.
he's gonna go now. All right, yeah, he's gonna go now. All right.
Oh, I know why it matters. I count as a size larger than him, so he can't ram me back unless he also has synthetic muscle netting. That's why it matters. Oh, he can try to ram me. He can try to ram me, but I'm immune to it. So it's like he tries to push me over, and I just lean into it.
What is that? Oh, that's a quick action. Okay. All right. Yeah, he is going to he locks his head down and just jams forward into your chest, but not doing any damage, just kind of jamming forward to lock you in place, and then pulls up his right arm, and you watch as the fist kind of flips back into a more open cannon type reach as he uses his ram cannon.
Mega Manning.
Let's see.
Yep.
Let's see him also roll a natural one. Come on.
So hang on.
As we just flail ineffectively at each other.
All right. And you hear it slowly whirs up. Slowly whirs up as the 13.
Yes,
I'm
a
assuming
13
hits.
hits me, yes.
Okay. So you take 6 kinetic damage as it just blasts into the side of your mech, and that was quick. And yeah, no, he's just gonna fire again. Natural 1.
There's his natural one, John.
Yep.
Nice.
So,
This one, you see him level it again, and you knock it down to the ground just before it fires. And there's another small crater off to your right now.
just hook
Your new
the
call
axe.
sign is Jinx.
I hook the axe over the arm and yank it down.
Yep. That's not fun.
Listen,
next.
you Steve
I would
Bloom
like to
sounding
go, if I
motherfucker.
may.
Yeah. Fine by me.
All right, so starting at the very start of my turn, I will go ahead and activate my hyperspec fuel injector for a power up.
Okay.
So we will go ahead and
Oh, I should have done that. Then I could have gotten right up to him and still made my attacks. Damn it.
move 5. We will
I
boost 5
misplayed.
as a free action.
Misplayed hard.
Is it a free
And-
action activate? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Protocols, you just decide at the start of your turn if you're activating any protocols.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do
And
take your
then
core
I
power,
will-
though, so.
Yeah.
Use my initiative to quick tech, and I will lock on to the big man.
Okay. Lock on just makes it easier.
Let's see. Each time you
Lock on
gives
is a
you,
tech attack.
1 accuracy.
And it gives you
which
an
I
accuracy,
believe
yeah.
automatically hits. You don't need to make a tech roll or anything
Yeah,
for
to
that.
lock on to the character when sensors in line of sight, they gain the lock on condition. Any character making an attack against the character with lock on may choose to gain +1 on the attack and then clear the lock on condition.
Oh, so anyone can do it. Okay.
And so I'll use that initiative quick tech for the lock on, and then I will use my full action to barrage and consume that lock on.
Okay.
Get that accuracy.
So I've got
Two
a
accuracy.
grand total of 3 accuracy on this attack because because the gun itself is accurate.
Which gun are you using?
The pulse cannon.
Is it accurate?
20.
Oh shit.
Oh,
This is a crit. Yes, the cyclonic pulse rifle is accurate, loading, reliable 5.
It's a good gun.
That definitely hits.
So I'm gonna roll 66 and take the highest 3. So 12, 17 plus 3, 20 damage.
20
You
damage.
just rolled 66k3.
Yeah, I should have 66k3 plus 3.
Yeah, even with his armor. Yeah, you actually hang on, let's see.
Was that aimed at the big guy?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was 12, 17, yeah. How much damage was that?
Is he down?
Yeah.
20
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, 20 damage. You ripped through that and his next. Yeah, he had more structure points, but not after that. So yeah, you just watch as you run forwards and just you can see through by the end of it. All the plasma projectiles leave clear trails through it, through the big mech, and it kind of just slumps and just stands there like a statue.
So yeah, like the attack run is basically she runs forward and then boosts and like leaves the ground for a second and then hits the ground in a slide, sort of like couching the rifle as she fires it. And as she comes to a standing position, she just shouts over the public comms, "Do it, Tripa! The Dragon Raiders come for your hides."
Right?
As I'm struggling with this bullfucker, I'm just like looking over my shoulder. We really need to consolidate names.
All right.
There's just the sound of drinking over the comm from Maw's end.
Now it's their turn. You see. Oops. Come on.
Because we've got the Sadamaru Mercenary Corps, we've got the Dragon Raiders, and then we've got Sparky and Maw.
You watch as
Sparky and Maw.
one.
Sparky and Maw. Saving all the people while they're breaking the law.
1, 2. Let's see where these guys.
Great, when this is all over, we're going to be buddy cops, aren't we?
Coming to CBS Fridays at 8 p.m. It's Sparky and Maw.
10 out of 10 would watch that. Especially if it was set in Lancer.
It's the buddy cop in Lancer, the buddy cop series in Lancer.
Speaking of, by the way, I got into a closed beta for a mech game that if I am allowed to stream, I'm going to, because it looks freaking awesome.
What's the name?
Tabletop or computer?
No, computer game. It is... I can tell you because I haven't signed any NDAs yet.
All right, 1 second. Oh,
Also, the name of the game and having a beta is pretty public knowledge.
Yeah. I can't find it. I'll tell you. I'll look for it and tell you later. It's lost somewhere in my email.
The Cyclonic Pulse Rifle is a batshit crazy gun. It's just also a loading gun.
No, it was a beta that the Lancer Twitter account retweeted because it was just this online multiplayer mech game. It's like,
So, this one on the left fires, but
At whom?
it's going to be firing at Sparky.
who has soft cover. So 1 difficulty.
So does a 14 hit?
Difficulty.
Yes, I know. It has 2 accuracy.
So
well then, yes.
Just 1.
Yeah. So it hits. You take. Let's see. Oh, you don't hit. You don't take any damage. It marks you.
Oh, it's a tagging drone of some kind?
You don't quite know if it's a drone. Why did my ComCon app close?
Because.
Yeah. So you received a lock on. Oh, you're also shredded and can't hide or become invisible.
Huh.
To be fair, you don't
what's
have
your-
any armor, so being shredded doesn't mean anything.
Well, also, it is based off of, your E defense, because it's a smart weapon.
Yeah, that's
So-
the same either way.
Yeah. second.
Phantom Brigade, I'm assuming is the name of the game you're talking about.
Yes, that's it.
I just went down the Lancer Twitter account until I found it.
Yep.
All right, and
It looks really cool.
it's okay. That's a full action. All right, so range 15.
Someone's dogs are having a good time.
It's mine, and yeah.
Sorry,
All right.
Sorry. Run that by me again. What am I looking
So
at here?
You've been locked on. You have the locked on condition, and you're also shredded, and you can't hide.
Okay.
So
shredded characters don't benefit from armor resistance. You are locked on, which we already know.
But because you don't have any armor, the most shredded does for you is basically you can't brace.
No damage, right? That was a deck attack?
yeah, no damage.
Okay.
And then it is you watch as fucking dogs. You watch as another swarm of a swarm of nanites explodes from the back of this mech, and it appears to have the same effect as that Valley Prowler. Where
I do need to point
shifts.
out, I believe soft cover still applies to smart weapons.
Yeah.
And the drone, the hive drone provides soft cover to everyone, to all the allies in his area.
Yeah.
That's why it was rolled with one.
It only rolled
instead of two.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
instead of two, it just
Okay,
rolled
it had 2 accuracy. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
I was paying attention to several things at once. So
That's fine.
All right, who's next?
That would be me. I'm the only one who has yet to go.
Yep.
Looks like you have a target.
All right. You picked a bad time to show up. I'm going to protocol steady aim.
All right.
Let me check and see if I have any other protocols to do. I could hyperspec here.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You know what? No, I'm not going to do that right now. But I am going to... Well, I'm going to start by attempting to take a shot with my AMR. Do I need to flip a coin to see if I can actually make the attack?
is it still invisible?
You're muted, Cody.
You're muted, Cody. You're muted in Zoom specifically.
Yep. Actually, no, it's still visible. It wouldn't have been able to do that. So yeah,
Great.
no, it's still visible.
Any difficulty on this or anything?
Nope.
All right.
Unless shredded or anything
No.
affects
No.
your.
None of the status conditions you gave applied to anything that would be
Yeah,
difficult.
Then no, you're good.
All right. So firing. Yep, 21.
Hey,
Fuck that guy up.
Yep.
Yep.
That is no longer loaded. So 46k2. Seven armor piercing damage. Kinetic.
7.
oh,
All right.
I didn't even know.
And these are size 1/2 as well, even though they don't look like it on the scale. So yeah, you take a decent chunk out of it. It looks to be severely crippled.
Cool. I'm not done.
Yep.
I'm going to fire my silver lance at it. So, as Sparky has done before, the left shoulder of her Everest pops open, and this time instead of a bolt of lightning, a tiny little red dot laser paints the target first. Let me check and see if it actually hits.
Nuclear launch detected.
11.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool. Moments later, a silver beam flashes out from the barrel and creates a small explosion on the mech's surface.
Okay.
Four explosive damage.
There used to be a mech there.
Okay.
What the fuck is...
That poor loudmouth is going to come back from being phased out and is just going to see everything dead.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do here?
Hopefully I get to go before he comes back so I can murder this guy in front of me.
Well, I'm going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of cover, but I imagine you can move the drone.
Yeah, I can move the drone with a quick action. Which I will on my turn to reposition to give you guys some cover.
I'm going to use initiative to apply Dominion's Breath to Reckon Leaf.
Sweet, I get an overshield.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And that's me done.
All right. Sparky's done. Another one pops open. This time, they let's see.
Fire at the one with the shield. Do that. That's a good idea.
I probably shouldn't have moved out of the drone's cover. Oh well.
Seemed like it was clear.
Just have to check something.
It's fine. You still haven't taken any damage. He only marked you.
Yeah, but that mark is probably still there.
I mean...
2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5, 6.
I don't know if there's a way for someone to clear lock on themselves.
Yes. When you stabilize, you can clear a condition.
Ah, yeah.
2, 3,
Condition that
4,
doesn't cause.
5,
But I have to choose
6.
between that or reloading the sniper rifle.
This one dashes forwards towards you guys in the back.
Is he a suicide? I mean, in the front. Is he a suicide?
In the front, yeah,
is
sorry.
He a suicide
Sorry.
scout?
No. I need you two to make a system save.
Well, I'm spec'd up right
As-
now.
I don't know how to do that.
So it's going to be a D20 plus your system score plus any bonuses that you might have.
So
in system
just
saves.
a D20.
Are you powered up, John?
Not yet.
You get a +1.
No, not yet.
you
Plus
get
one
it.
accuracy.
I don't yet
Yeah.
get one.
Okay.
Because I forgot to do it at the beginning of my last turn.
Oh, okay.
Roll
11.
20 plus
Hopefully their save target
6.
is not higher than ours.
I also got 11.
Where is their system save?
It's their save target.
Save
It'll be
target.
right under their
Oh.
size.
Yeah,
Right on-
we have
oh.
to meet or exceed their save target.
And you both, you just both barely made it. As you hear this piercing, like white noise signal forcibly override inside your mechs, and you have to cover your ears for a second before you flip a couple switches and thwart the E attack from it. So yeah, that didn't pan out for them. They are questioning their life's choices. Who's up next?
I would like to go.
It's the start of the round now, unless there's more of them.
Yeah, actually.
All right.
I'd ideally like to get Sparky under some cover.
I can provide that cover when I go if you want to actually let me go first.
If I let you go first, the bull in front of me will punch me.
I mean, I can also stab the bull or stab this tech dude. Depends on who they have go first.
Like, the bull is definitely going to punch me. I would like to kill it. And also activate my hyperspec fuel injector so I get bonuses to saves.
I'm sure you would.
The only other guy who we can see who's going to be going is going to be the dude who's about to show up in front of me. So I feel like you guys aren't going to get immediately shot at. So I feel like it's probably safe for the Mizuchi to.
Yeah, they're definitely focused on us right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, after I dumpstered that one.
I mean, yeah, you fucked up one, and then between Maw and Valkyrie, we fucked up the big guy. All right.
Yeah.
Now it's this guy.
I was a little worried for a second, but then you guys did other things.
now it's this guy's turn. So yeah, you know the point in mech anime where they begin to play the intro music in the middle of a combat scene.
Mm-hmm.
That begins to happen.
It turns into hype music.
Yeah, exactly. That begins to happen as I activate my protocol, and
As this is the reason you're watching this show starts to play.
and like just underneath the shoulders and underneath where the synthetic muscle netting is, there's just like you can audibly hear whirring spinning up as the chains begin to rattle. And I'm going to barrage this fucker.
I don't know why,
All right.
but for some reason the anime theme that started playing in my head wasn't even a mech anime theme. It was just Head Chala from Dragon Ball Z.
The one that's in my head is I can't even think it. It's da 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 da, and I can't think of what the words are, but it's a very particular rhythm.
Although, honestly, the mech anime song that should be playing in my head, specifically for the Mizuchi, is Flying in the Sky from G Gundam.
You're all better informed than I in this regard.
Yes.
So yeah. So I have +1 accuracy on my attack rolls.
Okay.
I really need to take Blade Master because that gives me +1 accuracy on my main weapons as well as my CQB.
When you, I forgot to ask, when you boost and fly, you don't gain heat. That's only when you activate your actual flight module, right?
No, I do gain heat. Anytime.
Oh, even when you boost?
Anytime I
for the free
fly.
boost?
Yeah, anytime I fly, with my flight system, I gain size +1 heat. I have 2 heat right now.
Okay.
He doesn't have to fly though, so
Yeah.
he can boost and not fly. And just
Yeah,
run.
I can. It's only when
Yeah.
it's only when I fly.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. I just wanted to make sure.
Right. First attack. Fuck. Really? He takes.
You guys are gonna have this competition again?
He takes 2 damage because I get reliable. So like the arm comes up to grab, and the spinning chainsaw just spins through the hand.
You see Dad's in the garage and the dogs just cannot tolerate that. You watch as your axe starts to bite into the side. It gets turned away by a slight, not like a plasma glow, but like some sort of interference is seems to be making the blows glance away a bit.
I swing down, and I'm 1 point short of criticaling this guy.
Yep. So you hit.
So that's going to be 6 damage. So 2 damage, then 6 damage. I'm then going to overcharge.
You feel the same resistance as your axe bites into this.
Overcharging 1 curve, +1 heat. Yes. I'm going to overcharge and skirmish as I hit him again with the chain axe.
So now you have 3 heat.
Yeah, now I have 3 heat. I am officially in the danger zone. Highway to
Yeah, I was gonna say.
danger zone.
I just clicked on your thing and it turned everything from dots into actual fire.
As the shoulders begin to heat up and turn red. I'm the one that isn't already red, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Really? 2 more damage.
Oof.
As I'm just
2 more damage.
for 3 hits on this guy.
All right.
Just digging them in.
The third one misses.
Yeah, but it's reliable too, so it's still 2 more damage.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. That means it is the Charger's turn. Let's end your turn real quick.
We're just locked in
Yeah.
place, and I'm just whamming on it with the with the axes.
All right.
That's all.
Yeah, it's going to. He's going to.
What was the
Let's
name of
see.
this mission again? Because I forgot to change it on the Roll20 overlay.
Stolen few. Yeah, he is going to just rear up and let's see, fire 1 at you. So oops, not that, not the plus.
Oh, actually, that was a 9. I forgot to add the +1. I don't know if that still hits or not.
No.
No, a 9 would not have hit. Okay.
17. I'm assuming hits you.
Yes, the 17 hits me.
Okay. It's another 5 kinetic damage. And then it's going to raise its arm again, and instead of blasting you, it's going to point its arm at the Regan leaf and make an attack against you. And crits.
I
So,
believe being engaged imposes difficulty.
It does.
okay. So it normally has an accuracy, but I'll roll 1 of each.
Well, if you have 1 of each, then they cancel out. So
Okay.
so you just get the base roll there that you have.
Yeah.
So
All right. Then.
Well, let's see.
fortunately, being crit in this game is not
Oh,
nearly as terrifying as
Wait,
being
hang
crit
on.
normally.
Sorry. Because I forgot to put my +1 on all my attacks, I did crit him. With that 19 would have been a 20.
Well, I mean, you already rolled a 6.
Yeah,
so
no,
you already
no,
rolled
no.
max damage.
But when I crit with the chain axe, the target becomes shredded until the end of the current turn.
Okay, so that we would have ignored all of his armor there if there was any extra damage for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no.
It would have only affected
I used-
it would have only affected the first and last hit. So like if his armor absorbed the 2 from the reliable on the 3rd hit, then it wouldn't have. And if it
Okay.
absorbed anything from that 6, it wouldn't have absorbed it.
All right.
I don't know if that's enough to make a difference, but I was suddenly I fucked up on that. So
Okay. Yeah, so that actually does change something. So it was the 6 and the 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
the 6
The
and
6
second
and the 2
two.
that came after it were both going to. He wouldn't have any armor for.
Yeah. Because the chain axe shreds you when it crits.
All right. Yeah, no, he's actually looking. Yeah, he looks a bit tore up. So that's so. There's no bonus to their.
He's not
damage.
shredded anymore because it only keeps you shredded for my turn.
Okay. When an NPC crits, do they just double their damage?
It's just you just roll the damage dice twice.
They don't have damage dice though. They do.
Yeah,
flat
they just
damage.
have flat. They just do flat damage.
Well, then,
so
unless that-
you
So I
take,
don't know.
Unless he has then unless he has a specific effect on crit, it doesn't affect the damage. You just take the flat damage.
Okay.
Because all critting does
Yeah, I don't
is
think there's anything.
yeah, like if he has a weapon like the chain axe
Makes
that
it
has
more reliably.
yeah, like if the thing if it has like the chain axe that shreds on a crit, that would happen. But other than that, nothing else would happen. Because the only thing it does damage
NPCs
dies.
can't. Okay, so it actually says in the running NPCs can't perform critical hits. Some NPCs such as veterans and ultras can perform critical hits, making them quite dangerous. If an NPC performs a critical hit, it usually adds damage or has a different effect instead of rolling damage twice and choosing the higher.
But it should say
So,
on the NPC.
unless it has a critical hit effect, which it'll say on the NPC, then it doesn't do anything.
He's also not a veteran, so you just take 5 points of kinetic damage as a large metal slug flies from his fist in your direction, and that's going to be the end of his turn. And 1 second.
I believe that triggers Dominion's Breath.
Yes, it
Because Regular Leaf
does.
just took damage.
Mizuchi, you take 2 heat as this cataphract discharges some near you.
What's the burst radius on the discharge?
It is burst 2, unfortunately.
So the guy right next to Regan Leaf takes 1 AP energy damage, and has to
1
make a
AP.
save.
Yep, it's an engineering save for them.
You said I take 2 heat.
Okay. Yep.
I'm heating up, guys.
Get warm. So
It's getting a little hot in this rhino.
let's see. They have to make an engineering save.
Yes.
Ooh. $14.
Ah, pass.
All right. So they still take the damage, right?
Yes, it still
Yes.
takes the 1 AP energy damage.
Okay. They just aren't stunned.
Or impaired.
But yes.
Yeah.
Or impaired,
Aren't
sorry.
Impaired, yeah.
All right. And yeah, as that bit explodes, and you guys are in the midst of battle with the last 2 on the surface, that's where we're going to end it for this week.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
All right, buddy.
Goodbye.